What's up, everybody in the baseball world? Ty Bartellin with another edition of Coach's Corner. This time we head to our friends over in the Leavittsburg area, home of the Labrae Vikings. Edward Anthony, head ball coach over there, joining me today. Coach Anthony, how are we doing?
We're doing fine. How are you, sir?
I'm not doing too bad myself. I mean, we got a beautiful day today. We have a beautiful week to actually get out on the field a little bit, get outside. What have you been seeing from your guys right now in the preseason as we gear up for opening day?
Well, we just got on our field during the beginning of this week because Mother Nature, as you know, wasn't really cooperating too much with us. But so we got to kind of test them all actually on the field. Did us a lot of good. Seen some good things. Seen some things we got to work on. But it looks promising.
When we talk about this team, kind of go through the roster too, talk about some of the key returners, maybe some new faces that are going to highlight this squad this year.
Well, we do have some veterans. I believe we have 13 letter winners back on there, and we're kind of led by a couple seniors, couple juniors on there. We have Owen Boone that plays center field, catcher, and outfield. Had a strong year for us last year. Looking for promising things again from him this year. Then we have Landon Brumstetter, which has been doing very well in the summer camps pitching. He was a pitcher for us last year. He also plays infield, third base, and shortstop. One of our power hitters from last year. He just recently got clocked at 88 miles an hour up Mount Union. So we're really impressed with him, and we're taking care of his arm, and we're looking for things from him. And we have Austin Rowe, which is a junior for us. He played last year. These guys all came basically in that 2-year class, so they got a lot of experience. Austin was our leading hitter last year. He's also a pitcher, and he plays third base. And he was 4-0 last year with an ERA under 2. So we are looking for promising things from him. Then we have several other guys that were starters: Lucas Glazer at first base, Nate Goldner at second base. Um, so we have a good mixture of older kids, and we have some young newcomers up there. Vince Dalvicchio doing a very good job. He came over this year. He's playing shortstop for us. Real good fielder, has a nice bat with it. So he's been pretty impressive. We got Steven Smallsreed. He's our catcher. He's a senior. Um, we're looking for promising things from him. We got kind of a nice mixture there.
I really like your team too, because last year you guys had a wealth of pitching. And I mean, credit Dylan Simpson. I know you lose him, and he was 12-0 last year. He had a phenomenal year, but you still return everybody else that it sounds like could throw for you last year too. And I mean, from what I'm seeing, it looks like that's the case as well. How exciting is that for you to be in hopes of trying to compete for the top spot of that MVAC again this year?
It's very exciting. I mean, I've been doing this for a while now, and I'll tell you what, these kids got a lot of experience last year. And then we did lose in the district championship, which we're hoping to go into the regionals. But we ran into a strong Perry team, and I think we're 42-9 or 42-10 over the last 2 years with this group. So I think with the pitching and the hitting we have, and hopefully we get some strong defense. It looks really promising. We're going to try to bring home the conference championship 3 years now because we've won it the last two, and I really think with this group we can do that.
When we talk about this team too, and the newly expanded playoffs with now 7 divisions instead of the previous formatted 4, what do you see an opportunity for you guys to be able to kind of hoist that district championship now with schools that are more in line with size similar to yours?
Well, the amazing part about that for us, and we've had discussions with that with the coaches and the players, and actually by us going down, we went from Division 3 to 6, and you think that would really help us in our district, but if anyone's seen our district, there's some really, really impressive teams in Division 6 that are pretty much regional or state perennials. So honestly, I know this sounds crazy. We probably had an easier path last year. And I know that
Really?
sounds crazy. Yeah.
That that is crazy too. And with a path that you suspect to be hard, you're going to need to have a schedule that kind of matches that. MVAC is always a great conference too, especially on that gray side. Gray side, always great competition throughout it. What are some non-conference games though you're also excited to, and kind of put yourself within that conference perspective, how you feel the conference is going to be as well?
Well, I mean, I've always been that. I was like that at Western Reserve, and I've been there the last 2 years at Labrae doing it. We loaded our non-conference schedule. I mean, I'm a firm believer in you got to play up to prepare yourself for the tournaments, and these kids know that, and it has benefited us the last 2 years. We've been right there, 2 years knocking on that door to win the district, and both years we just fell. Heck, the first year we were in a 10-inning game where we lost by one. So our non-conference has been strong. Last year we played Poland, we played all these teams on up, and this year we play South Range, JFK, many schools that are a lot larger than us, but that helps us prepare for the postseason, and I really think it makes our kids better, and they're excited about playing the bigger schools.
With another year on at the helm too, it gives you a chance to kind of sink your culture more into this Labrae team. Talk to me about kind of the identity you suspect this team to kind of have this season.
Well, leadership. I mean, we got a lot of returnees, and the guys in key positions have been playing now for, some of them, if they're a senior, they've been playing 3 years at the varsity level. If they're a junior, they've been playing 2 years. So I really think they're going to set the tone, and they know what to expect. They know the expectations are high, and we have to live up to it. I told them, I go, no one's going to give it to you. You got to work hard, and they have been working hard, even in weight lifting and conditioning prior to, really the baseball practices. They hit the weight room big time this year. Got some nice gains on their weights. So looking, I mean, they're into it. They're working hard, and that's all I can ask for them. And I think we're gonna have a pretty good year.
I've been kind of asking a lot of coaches growth goals they want to see from their team from now until opening day and from now until the final game of the regular season. What are the growth goals you want to see from this team, this in particular?
Well, you got to work on all the facets of the game. I mean, whether it's your defense, timely hitting, even though this is the first time that most coaches are getting the kids out on the field. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got a lot to work on. Little things. You're to a point now with just the season a couple weeks away that you're really out there getting an opportunity now to fine tune things. Whether it's base running, whether it's situational. So that's what we're working on this last week and a half, 2 weeks prior to the season. And I mean, like I said, it's a little early for that, but we're getting better.
What would you say your kind of coaching philosophies is like for people that might not know you? What's that coaching philosophy like during game day?
Well, again, I think this is 20 some years I've did this, and I've been blessed with success. But I can tell you, it's no magic wand here. What I do, it's what my coaches do. I got very good coaches, and I got very good players that buy into the system that I bring. And basically, it's work your butt off. I mean, if you we don't, no one's perfect, but if you make a mistake and you compound that by making another mistake, they get talked to. We coach them hard, but at the same time, we have fun. This is a loose group. It was last year, and I think actually sometimes we play better when we're loose.
You mentioned your assistants too that you couldn't do it with that. I want to give you the opportunity to shout out your assistants too and the other coaches that make this whole thing go.
Yeah, I have very good assistants on there. They've been with me since day one. 2 years ago, I got Chris Simpson that does the pitchers. I got Steve Hall that's also our JV coach. I have Tim Smith that does a really good job with the kids. He's kind of our enforcer. So when they do their push-ups and sit-ups on mistakes, he takes care of that. And then last but not least, I have Chris Hott. He's more or less our does our kind of the odd stuff as far as the jerseys and the book and all that other stuff. But he's real good instructing the kids too. So very blessed with the staff I have.
When you look at this team this year too, and I mean this community support that you guys have got in the last few years has been incredible. How much does that kind of drive and fuel this squad too when they see people coming out to support them too and lining the fence?
Oh, that's everything to us. I tell our parents in the parents meeting every year before we start our season that I mean it means a lot to the kids. It means a lot to us coaches. Uh, Community is very proud of what these guys have accomplished the last 2 years. We just want to take it a step further, but yeah, it drives them.
When you look at this team this year too, and some of the people that are kind of taking foothold as leaders too, who's kind of standing out to you as kind of leadership voices and lead by example kind of guys this year?
Well, again, I already kind of mentioned some of them there. Owen Boone, he's one of our five seniors that we have, and Austin Rowe. He's a junior, and we're looking for leadership from him. We have Landon Brumstetter that have there, Steve Smalls Reed. We're looking for leadership from them. Really, it's not just our seniors. We got some juniors that have been at this for a while now. So they work with the younger group that's coming up. We're blessed with 11 freshmen this year. So we tell our older guys that that's our future, and we're trying to build a program and not just a cycle for 2 or 3 years being good. And it's showing. I mean, we have 32 kids out this year
Wow.
for the smaller school. That's a lot. I don't cut. I won't cut. So we have a lengthy JV schedule also. So these guys, they got to play to get better. And I think our leadership's from these guys. I mean, it's already showed. And they don't, they don't criticize these guys. They teach them. And that's all you can ask for from a coach.
What's the secret in the sauce to get such high participation numbers and wanting kids wanting to get out to play the sport?
Honestly, winning. I mean, when you win, people people wants to be involved. Again, it was the same thing when I took over. I think we had 16 players or 17 players, and in the first year we upped that to 23 or 24, and now we got 32. So I think if you win and you run your program properly, and you have respect for the kids, and they give it back to you, kids want to be involved in that. And I know it's a different society nowadays. We all know that, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, because I coach them too. But I can tell you right now, numbers have been down in a lot of schools this year, but numbers for our baseball team has been up, and that's very encouraging. If we can keep that up, then we will have a program.
What do you think about as far as changes in the game that you've seen? Is there more similarities or differences from say 20 some years ago?
There's changes. I really see it more in football than I do and see it in baseball or basketball. I mean, our old school coaches, as we call them, I mean, football I've been doing for 38 years. There's big changes there on how you really construct the kids. Some parents, see that a little bit hard at times. They don't understand that, you're trying to get the best out of the kids. It's not that doesn't come in play so much on the baseball as much, but I think that's the biggest change. As far as the game itself, we've added a couple different rules there. Not many in baseball, so it really hasn't affected. I mean, you got where you got the communication now with the pitcher and the catcher. If you're using it, we choose not to use that. But I mean, as far as really the game itself, it comes down to fundamentals. I mean, if you're teaching these kids the fundamentals, all your coaches, they're going to benefit from it.
Coach, final question for you, and it's more or less to give you the spotlight. Shout out your first game and shout out to the Leavittsburg Labrae community as to why they need to support this Viking squad this year.
Well, our first game is against Champion, which is a rival. Unlike other leagues where they play their non-conference early, in this league, in the MVAC, we play our conference usually first, which is kind of unusual because it's usually not so good weather. You don't like to get them games canceled, so we do open up with them. As far as our community, we're going to put out the best, possible varsity and JV team we can put out there, and we hope they come out and support us like they normally do. It's very encouraging for the kids. It means a lot to them, and hopefully we can go one step further than we did last year.
Coach, we wish you the best of luck here at ysnlive.com. We're excited to see what this Viking squad's able to do this year, and within due time, we'll see you out there on the diamond.
Well, we appreciate you guys' coverage. It means a lot to us, and it means a lot to our community. So thank you very much, and come out and watch us. It should be fun.